Friday night baseball is live and on the air here in Frisco, Texas. And now, here is the star of the show, the one, the only, Johnny Baker. Well, thank you there, Bobby. Good evening, everybody, from Frisco, Texas, as we get set for Game 4 of the 6-game set between the visiting San Antonio Missions and your Frisco Quesos. Well, tonight is $2 night here at the ballpark. So far, $2 concession stand items, such as soft drinks, food, and beverages, are all $2 courtesy of the Frisco Quesos. Two teams continue the series tomorrow evening at 7:05, and don't forget, after the game, sit back, relax, and enjoy the best fireworks show, courtesy of the Frisco RoughRiders. These two teams meet one more time on Sunday, as we'll have one last game of the year between the two ball clubs. And after that, it'll be the final goodbyes as we say goodbye to the Frisco RoughRiders this year. And so far, we'll see them again next year. Anyway, after that, San Antonio will head home. They take on the visiting Northwest Arkansas Naturals in a 6-game set starting Tuesday night, August 18th through the 23rd. And all those days at 7:05, the first pitch times. Well, anyway, joined in the booth by my partner and friend Bob. How you doing there, Bobby? Doing good there, Johnny. How are you? And a happy weekend? Happy weekend to everybody. Same to you, partner. Well, anyway, I got to say, last night, San Antonio, boy, they nearly lost it as they got a few more inches closer to a defeat last night. But the Missions did really good, and taking the third of this 6-game series by a final score of 6-4. And so far, just a great win for San Antonio. What'd you think about that there, Bobby? Well, I think it was a pretty good win, and so far, I think San Antonio much needed that win to get them going, and so far, pretty good. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, anyway, all of our ball clubs are going tonight, and so far we do have scores going on. It is top of the 4th inning there in Wichita. Corpus Christi, no score, and Wichita, no score. Arkansas leading Tulsa 1-0, bottom of the 1st inning. It is Northwest Arkansas leading Springfield 1-0 against the Springfield Cardinals. And then Midland leading Amarillo 1-0 in the bottom of the 1st inning. And so far, gotta say, pretty good ball games. San Antonio and Frisco about ready to start. And so far, gonna be a pretty good night. Well, enough chit-chat here in this one. As we wrap up this pregame show, we don't want to make it too long than what it already is. So far, we'll go ahead and take you downstairs for tonight's live broadcast. Beautiful night with a temperature at 104 degrees. That's what it feels like in the heat index, which it does. And so far, going to be a pretty good one. Well, fans are piling in as we start this evening's contest. Aiden Curry, a right-handed starter, is on the mound for the Frisco Quesos. And what do we know about this guy? Well, 4-seam, curveball, slider, circle change, and a cutter on the mound for the Frisco RoughRiders. 96 is that 4-seamer, and so far pretty good on that. Well, we go to the big power bat, shortstop Francisco Acuna coming in. And here is the first pitch of the ball game, and we are underway as that one will miss outside. It's 0-1. First pitch, 7:18 on this Friday night. Happy weekend to all the fans out there. Kids getting a first weekend off from school. Now, don't forget, Sunday evening, kids will have to be in bed early to catch the school bus early Monday morning. That one ground ball straight away third, up to first in time for the out, and there is one down. And with that, let's give the visitors their starting lineups. Acuna, Robertson, Murphy, Sanabria, Carpathios, Dungan, Wales, Linares, and Castagnon rounded out for the San Antonio Missions. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in now. And here is the pitch. That one is high fly in the air. And nobody could get there as that'll land in for the base hit. And so far, I gotta say, that was just a pretty impressive base hit right there. It's getting in for San Antonio. It's their first one of the night. Left fielder Kai Murphy getting ready to go here in this one. Here's the pitch. Ouch, that got him. So now that will walk the runner up to first base, and now first and second now, and one man down. Man, you don't want to be caught plunking these guys out in the batter's box, because now that manager's going to say, oh man, what the heck do you think you're doing? Yeah, you ain't kidding there, Bobby. Well, that manager's got to be pulling his hair out of his own head. You're not kidding. 1 ball, 1 strike to Romeo Sanabria. And that one's downstairs. The count now 2-1. Well, the sunset is really covered by the clouds, but most evidently we should see the sun just a little bit. That one is outside. The count now 2-2. Just a nice evening as we start this weekend. Outside, full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 3-2 offering. Right there, ricochet foul. And the count now at full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Right there to third in time for the out. And there is 2 down.
Batting fifth, right fielder, number 22.
Well, that'll bring in the right fielder, Braden Carpathios. Here's the pitch. And that one gloved to the first baseman, caught for the out. And it doesn't come back to haunt him after plunking a guy and giving up a base hit. Well, we go to the bottom of the first inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left on for San Antonio. And we go now to the bottom of the first inning. No score through half an inning. Well, we now start the bottom half of the first inning for the Rough Riders. Right now, the Riders Baseball Network. Well, we have a new guy. Johan Moreno is on the mound for San Antonio. He'd be tonight's right-hander starter for the Missions. Four-seam sweeper, changeup, and a sinker. First start in Double-A baseball and for the Padres affiliate as well. Yason Morabel, the first to meet Johan Moreno. So far, pretty good as we get all started for this bottom half of the first inning. And here is the pitch right there in for a strike. 97 miles, and that's called in 0-1. Midland and Amarillo tied at 1-1. Top of the second inning there at Waterbridge Field in downtown Amarillo. And that one is in for a strike. It's 0-2. By golly, just a really good pitch for Moreno to get in there for the first two pitches of this half inning. And so far, Morabel hasn't yacked at it first. Sweeper outside. It's 1-2. Here's a 1-2 offering. That one skied high in the air, straight away right. Under it is Carpathios, and he makes the play for out number one. Well, with that, let's give the starting lineups for the home side tonight. Morabel, Cook, Chavez, Guerrero, Scott, Jones II, Lee Sang, Brock, and Hardy rounded out for the Rough Riders. Second baseman is Casey Cook. C comes in. One man down, nobody on here in the bottom of the Frisco first inning. That one is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. No balls, one strike the count. Friday night baseball live here in Frisco, and for Texas League Baseball, all of us are live here tonight. No balls, two strikes, the pitch. That one foul, 0-2. No balls, two strikes to count. And the pitch. That one at 98. Boy, that was off the radar gun right there. Another 0-2 delivery. Right there called strike three. And that is first strikeout for Johan Moreno. And there are two down. Here is Frenier Chavez as he comes in. We'll take that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. Boy, this could be a real good productive inning if he could get two more. That one ricochets foul, 0-2. No balls, two strikes to count. And the pitch. And that one is driven, and that is gone. And Frisco is going to score first by Frenier Chavez. Boy, he is rounding the bases. And now crushing that one, making it a 1-0 ball game for the Riders. 369 foot, 96 and 8 mile per hours. That's that right there. Pretty good hit for the Riders. Four-hole hitter is Pablo Guerrero as he comes in, hits that one high in the air. Francisco Acuna takes it himself, and that's the inning. Boy, Frenier Chavez gets one for the Quesos. And we head for the second inning. It is 1-0 Frisco. San Antonio leads off the second inning, coming up right after the commercial messages. This one by designated hitter Clay Dungan. Well, about set to go for the top half of two for San Antonio right now on the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Thank you, Bobby. We welcome you back to the RoughRiders Baseball Network as we have 6, 7, 8 due up against Aiden Curry. Clay Dungan to lead it off for San Antonio. 1-0 ball game here in this one. That one's going to be a line drive. That's a base hit. And that's going to go for 2. Dungan with a leadoff double. Tying run into scoring position for the Missions. Boy, what a great hit that was there, Johnny. I got to say, pretty good indeed. Well, here is Kason Wells. That one high and outside for the ball. It's 1-0. Wells new to the Padres organization as he comes in the designated hitter spot. And here's the pitch. And that one's going to be lined high in the air. And nope, they are not going to fall for that trick. So that will be the runner at second. Almost going to third. That could have been a double play. So far, he made a right choice to go back. Oswaldo Linares coming in now. And that one is pelted. That is down. And the run is in to score by Linares. RBI double. Boy, that pelted baseball, you can hear that up here in the booth. Yeah, you sure can, can't you? Now San Antonio and Frisco tied 1-1 here in the second inning. Marcos Castañon comes in, hits that one high in the air, out of play foul. It's 0-1. looking for this game to get untied here in this half inning. After the RBI double that came across in to score. That one is a ground ball straight away short. Throws down to first in time for out number 2.
Now batting, shortstop Francisco Acuna.
And that's going to bring in Francisco Acuna. 0 for 1 ground out last time around. We're the leadoff batter. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be right there. Line drive, that's a base hit. Runner heads from second. And now San Antonio scores in their second run. It's 2-1. Boy, that ball really hugged the line as we look at the instant replay, which that is really good. And so far brings in the run from second. Center fielder Kai Robertson for 1-for-1 single. Takes a 0-1 count. Boy, Wichita now leading Corpus Christi 1-0 there at the porch, Wichita, Kansas. Arkansas leading Tulsa 1-0. Northwest Arkansas 1-0 against Springfield. San Antonio 2-1 here in this game. Midland and Amarillo tied at 1-1 in the bottom half of the second inning. And that one's going to be in for the ball. The count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that one is going to yank foul. And boy, look out over there. And so far, yeah, you don't want to ever get hit by one of those. That one is high fly in the air. Boy, that is carrying well, and that's off the wall. As that's going to bring in second and third now. Boy, that could have been enough for a big run advantage right there for San Antonio. Yeah, I got to say there, Johnny, a few more inches, that would have been out of here, but it bounced off the fence, and now second and third and 2 away. Here he is, the left fielder, Kai Murphy. He'll take a strike. He was hit by pitch in the first inning. And is 0 for 1 of the night for San Antonio. And the pitch. And that one is in. But they're going to challenge that one. And it's going to be upheld with 0-2. Oh and 2. Here's the offering. And right there called strike 3 as he goes after it. Comes up empty-handed. And so far, that will do it. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. And we are, actually 2 left on. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. San Antonio leads the game. It's 2-1. Quincy Scott leads it for Frisco when we come back to the broadcast. Well, about set to go for the bottom of the second right now on the Riders Baseball Network. Quincy Scott is on the mound now, or at the plate now for Frisco. 5-6-7 against Johan Moreno, as that one is hit well up to center field as Kai Roberts gets under it, makes the grab. That's out number 1.
Batting sixth, designated hitter, number 11.
Well, designated hitter Keith Jones, the second, comes in. One man down, nobody on for Frisco. And here's the pitch to him, and that's going to be lofted high in the air. And, oh man, he drops it. And that's going to bring in the double. So, yes, they tried to get in and tried to corral the baseball, which that was off Carpathios' glove. But to tell you one thing, that could have been an error for San Antonio right fielder Carpathios. Marcus Lee Sang coming in, as that one is down and in for the ball, and the count now at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at second. Marcus Lee Sang for the RoughRiders comes in. Here's pitch. And right there at 97 for a fastball. It's 1-1. Well, no score change as of yet, but keep y'all updated as we go through tonight. And the pitch right there. Ground ball up to Castagnon. Throws him out to Romeo Sanabria. And that is out number 2. Runner in tying position is at third base. So the second run for Frisco, about 90 feet away from scoring in. 8-hole hitter, Julian Brock, hopefully trying to take the mission into his own hands and score in his teammate. 1 ball, no strikes to count now. Runner at third in the San Antonio 2-1 ball game here in the bottom of 2. Right there and in for a strike, it's 1-1. Happy Friday to everybody as well as we come into the broadcast. Well, that's the first time you stutter. What is a bar? Huh. Yeah, good question. But
nope, that's high.
3-1 and Theo Hardy on deck now. You said something about a bar. What was it? Never mind, Bobby. Just drop it. 3-1. Swing and a miss. By golly, getting him good with the sweeper ball. 3-2 offering. And right there called strike 3. Gets him down looking. And that is the side retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Third inning coming up. San Antonio leads it 2-1. Third inning, Romeo Sanabria leads it off for the Missions when we come back here on this Friday night broadcast. Well, we're about set to go for the third inning for San Antonio. Right now, the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bobby. First baseman Romeo Sanabria comes in as he'll take that one outside for the ball. It's 1-0. 1-0 offering. Swings after it and comes up empty-handed. Now it's 1-1. Here's the pitch, and that one is in for a strike. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one is right there. Lined right to right field. That is through for the base hit. Runner going from first to second. Sanabria has a leadoff double. And that is pretty good for San Antonio. And boy, I tell you one thing, always something to smile about. Makes a manager happy when you get on to second base, or even third base for that matter. What's that right there? Always a good thing. Here is Braden Carpathios as he comes in. Takes a strike inside. It's 0-1. 0 for 1 line out last time around for San Antonio. So far pretty good as we all look at it. 0-2 the count now. No balls, 2 strikes, runner in scoring position. Here is the pitch. That one ricocheted fouled. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. The pitch. That one is high fly in the air. Enough right over, and here he goes. Tagging up from second, heads to third on the fly out. And now San Antonio has their third potential run. And so far, just a pretty good one right there. Aiden Curry now at 54% of his pitches. And that one entitled has been in for good strikes. That one in for a strike. Or actually, scratch that. That was a ball. 1-0 the count. And that one is a swing and a miss. Right there, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch right there ricochets foul, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's high in the air, and it drops. And the third run for San Antonio just scored in by Clay Dungan, RBI single. Now the mission's up in front, 3-1. Boy, a really good thing about that there, Johnny, is the advantage point for San Antonio really comes in pretty good. Right there to a stop, and they get the out at second, but they can't get the double play completed as a runner will get into first safely. Oswaldo Linares coming in. And here is the pitch to him. And that is in for a strike. Gets the count now 0-1. Amarillo leading 3-1 against Midland in the bottom of the third. So far, that is pretty much all we have in our Texas League scores tonight. 1-2 the count now as Linares goes after it and changes into that direction. That one ricochet foul behind the backstop, 1-2. Here's a 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. They got him. So a run comes in across the score on a Clay Dungan single. And we go 3.5. San Antonio leads the game 3-1. Shortstop Theo Hardy will lead it off for Frisco when we come back here to the broadcast. Well, we go to the bottom half of the third inning. Right now, the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Thank you, there, Bobby. Now leading it off for the RoughRiders is shortstop Theo Hardy. As he comes in, we'll take that one down and in. No balls and a strike. Boy, just a pretty good 2-run lead for San Antonio as they scratch in a couple more runs in the bottom of inning top of 3, I should say. Right there and into the center field area. That is through for a base hit. So a good leadoff start for Theo Hardy getting on base. Yeah, it's always a pretty good thing when you get on base. Now you have other teammates that are willing to help you out in that course to keep going on the lineup card. Well, that's right there. Up to second for one. They relay it in time double play. 4-6-3, and that will erase the Quesos hit. Ow! Man, I tell you one thing. That's something you don't want to do when trying to get on base. Is ground into a double play for that 4-6-3 out advantage. 2 down, here's Casey Cook. Yep, so you're right there, Bobby. That's something you don't want to even try to do. That one's high in the air up to the left fielder as Murphy is under it. And that's a 1-2-3 half inning. A double play to a fly out, and that will end it. We go to the 4th inning as Marcos Castañon, Francisco Acuna, and Kai Roberts will lead off the 4th for San Antonio when we come back. Well, time for the top of the 4th inning for San Antonio. Right now, the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon coming in now as he leads off the bottom half of the order. 9-1-2 due up against Aiden Curry as he comes in, takes the ball outside. It's 1-0. Few clouds from time to time here in this ball game. And here's the pitch. Right there, a ground hopper. Bouncy right to the third base area and up to first base as number 27 will take him out for the out. Well, here we go. Top of the lineup for San Antonio. Shortstop Francisco Acuna coming in now. 1 for 2 RBI single in the second. Pretty good for these San Diego Padre affiliations. No balls and 1 strike. Frisco, Texas Rangers affiliate. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball straight away third. In time, out number 2. By golly, I tell you one thing, John, 2 up, 2 down. And so far now center fielder Kai Roberts getting in, 2 for 2 double and a single. That is for sure there, Bobby. Well, here's the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive to straightaway center. That is through for a base hit. So a pretty good one right there as he comes in and keeps the half inning alive here in this one. Here's the pitch to him. That one ricochet foul. 0-1. Murphy last time around was a hit by pitch victim who was 0 for 1. Now, so far starting to see some pretty nice cloud movement. Even though a little left to right center field type clouds. So you see those 2 clouds right there, Bobby? Yeah, I got to see the 2 clouds there, Johnny. It's really good. And they're orange. Sunset is hitting them. Yeah, for sure. High in the air, straight away. Up to left field. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for San Antonio. So we go now 4.5. It's 3-1 San Antonio. So we'll be right back here in this one as Frenier Chavez will lead it off for Frisco when we come back here in this one. Well, we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning right now on the RoughRiders Baseball Network. 3-4-5 due up against Johan Moreno, and that leads off Rainier Chavez. 2-run lead for San Antonio here in this bottom of four. That is in for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count now. And a pitch. That one is high, but it goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Here is the 0-2 offering.
That's a ball.
And that one is outside. The count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Chavez. And a pitch. And that one is outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count now.
Strike!
And right there, a called strike 3. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Johan Moreno. Pablo Guerrero coming in now as he greets up Johan Moreno. First time San Antonio is choosing this guy. High in the air, straightaway center as center fielder Roberts runs it down for out number 2.
Now batting, left fielder, number 19.
Well, that'll bring in Quincy Scott, the left fielder. Here's the pitch.
Yes!
And that one is in for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on here in this 3-1 ball game. And that one is driven up nicely. That one's high. Up to right field as Carpathio intercepts it. And that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and they don't leave anybody on. 5th inning coming up. San Antonio leads the ball game. It's 3-1. Romeo Sanabria to lead it off here in this one, as we'll be back here in this baseball game. Well, we go now to the top of the fifth for San Antonio. Right now, the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bobby. Boy, just look at the beautiful evening we're seeing here in Frisco as sun is already set. Starting to get the high clouds to come on in. That one high in the air, high up to left field. That's out number 1.
Now batting, right fielder, number 22.
Well, the manager is going to pop out of the dugout, and so far that's going to do for Aiden Curry, as he is now going to get out of this ball game, and so far pretty good for him. Well, anyway, he could take a L, a no decision, or a W. We'll see how things turn around in the bullpen for Frisco. Trey Supak coming in now as a right-handed reliever. Four-seam slider, changeup, and a curveball. Getting in for the Frisco RoughRiders. Supak now pitching for the Riders. Brandon Carpathios coming in as he hits that one high in the air, straightaway center, and that is out number 2. Don't forget, on the 16th, the Quesos will be back taking on the San Antonio Missions for the evening game. So far, that is Sunday. So, definitely have Saturday wearing the Riders uniform, then back to Quesos on Sunday as we have lowrider night. Midland and Amarillo, 3-3, top of the 5th inning there at Wateridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Northwest Arkansas leading 5-1 against Springfield. Alexis Diaz and Dane Acker getting in warm-up tosses in the Frisco bullpen. And that's going to be right there. Line drive to left field. That is through for a hit.
Now batting, the
Boy, and San Antonio doing pretty good. And so far, our last 3 games here in Frisco, then it'll be a go home to take on Northwest Arkansas. They'll lead off 6 next week against the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. Kason Wales, the designated hitter, is 0 for 2 with the fielder's choice. And a line out as well. It is 0 for 2, line out to the fielder's choice. That is Kason Wales, the DH. Arkansas 1-0. Wichita 1-0 against Corpus Christi. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one is driven up nicely, high in the air, up to right field, and that will pretty much do for the 5th inning for the Missions. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left on for San Antonio, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. San Antonio leads it 3-1 on this Friday night. We'll be right back here. And this one is Keith Jones II. We'll lead it off for Frisco when we come back for the bottom of the 5th coming up. All right, we welcome you back to the baseball game as we lead it off in the bottom of the fifth inning for the Frisco RoughRiders. Keith Jones, the second, is getting ready to go here in this one. San Antonio leading 3-1 here in the ball game. As that's taken in for the cold strike, it's 0-1. Boy, Naturals pick up another run, making it 6-1 against the Springfield Cardinals, in which that is pretty good. Yeah, it is there, Bobby. No balls and one strike the count now, and here's the pitch right there. High in the air and out of play, foul, 0-1. Well, so far, just a nice evening as boy, San Antonio and Frisco both unwinding after a long, busy work week. And that one is straight away. That one's high. That one is getting out of here. It is gone. So a home run for Keith Jones, the second, his first one of the night. And the RoughRiders itch a bit closer, and it's now 3-2 as they trail the game. Boy, pretty good, as that was a 455-foot, 111, and the RoughRiders, boy, they make a new world record here in this game tonight. Pretty good there, Bobby. Well, after that one, the manager's going to come out. And so far, that's going to do for the first time around that this starter came in. And so far, that will do for number 62, as pretty much that is it for him for tonight in San Antonio. Right-handed reliever Ty Adcock coming in for San Antonio. Adcock now pitching for the Missions. Well, Marcus Lee Sang is in for the Frisco Quesos. And the pitch is right there and in for a cold strike. It's 0-1. Well, at least one more time in this second half season, we will see the Quesos on a Sunday afternoon against San Antonio. You mean Sunday evening there, Bobby? Oh, sorry about that there, Johnny. No, that's okay. You're good. Julian Brack coming in, 0 for 1, a strikeout. Oops, sorry there, Bobby. It's your go, so go ahead and take the rest from here, buddy. Thank you there, Johnny. And that one is outside, 0-1. Well, Brock is having a little chat with the home plate umpire, Chad Davis. And so far, he's not happy with that call. But all well, you can't argue balls or strikes at any point. Oh. That one is outside, the count now 1-1. San Antonio leading the game 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth inning here tonight. This game has literally been a slow mover. It sure has. A lot of commercials that we have to do. And here's the pitch. Outside. And that'll be 2-2. Tying run is Brock. And here is the pitch. And that one is foul. So the count now 2-2. Boy, San Antonio winning last night 6-4 in Game 3 of this series, which that is really good for the San Antonio Missions. 2-2. Right there, ground ball. Romeo Sanabria picks it up, and that is out number 2. What a great play that was there by Sanabria as he gets the man out for 2. Theo Hardy coming in, 1 for 1 single. So far, no score change as of this point forward. San Antonio leading 3-2. Midland and Amarillo tied at Water Ridge 3-3. Arkansas 1-0 against Tulsa. Wichita 1-0 against Corpus Christi. Boy, and Hooks and Windsurge almost done with their ball game. Top of the 8th inning there at the porch in Wichita, Kansas. 1-1 the count now. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be driven up to center field, through for a base hit. Boy, close game here tonight in a 3-2 game.
Fielder, number 6.
Well, in now is Yaisen Morabel as he comes in. As he takes a strike inside, it's 0-1, 0 for 2 fly out and a ground out. Boy, just a beautiful evening, right, Johnny? Yeah, for the month of August, it's always going to be a beautiful day every day. But temperature-wise, always hot. Uh-huh. Well, any chance of rain you may get could be a slight chance to a no chance. I mean, you'd have to see what the weather would be like. That is for sure. And right there, called strike 3. They get him down, and that will be the side retired. Keith Jones, the second, gets that home run, and it's a 1-run ball game as we go to the 6th inning. San Antonio leads it 3-2 on this Friday night. Well, halfway through the ball game as we look at the play-by-play from the 1st inning to the 5th inning. And so far, 6th inning about set to go here for San Antonio. And it's about ready to lead it in this ball game for the San Antonio Missions.
Leading things off.
Well, we have the
Number 4.
line scores coming on now, and leading off the top half of the 6th inning look like number 4, and that is Oswaldo Linares. Well, we're going to take a timeout as we get set to go for the top of the 6th inning after a break. Well, we're about set to go for the top half of the fifth inning. And here is Oswaldo Linares. Take it away, Johnny. Thank you there, Bobby. 8-9-1 due up against Trey Subak. Alexis Diaz and Joe Ross, two right-handed relievers in the Frisco bullpen, now starting to pitch toss the warm-ups. Here's the 1-0 offering. That one is a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Northwest Arkansas adds another run to their lead. It's 7-1 against Springfield. Pretty good game there at Blue River,
Now batting, second baseman,
which after
number 94.
about 2 weeks from now will be in Springfield, taking on the Cardinals for the last 6 times of the year against the St. Louis Cardinals affiliate. Marcos Castañon coming in. Hits that one high in the air. Boy, that one is high. That one is over. And that's going to get down for the base hit. Castañon to a 1-out double.
Now batting, shortstop, Francisco Acuna.
Well, that'll bring in Francisco Acuna, the leadoff shortstop. Boy, and San Antonio needs a run in for this game. And that one is in for the strike. It's 0-1. Well, if you haven't downloaded Atlas Earth just yet, make sure you do, because this game is really good. Good to make money, too. Right there, ground ball up to third, up to first, in time for out number 2.
Now batting, center fielder, number 24.
Well, that'll bring in center fielder Kai Roberts, 3 for 3, a double and 2 singles tonight for San Antonio. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive to short, up now to first in time, and they get them, and that is out number 3. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left on for San Antonio. And we go now to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's 3-2. So about set to go as Casey Cook will lead it off for the Frisco RoughRiders when we come back in this one. Well, we head to the bottom of the sixth inning right now. The RoughRiders Baseball Network. Casey Cook getting ready to go against Ty Adcock. That one high in the air, out of play foul, 0-1. As we get into the bottom half of the sixth inning here tonight. Boy, it looked like the ball game in Wichita is almost finished. Wind surge up 1-0 against the Corpus Christi Hooks. Here is the 0-2 offering. And that one is skied high in the air, straightaway up to left field. Under it is left fielder Kai Murphy. He'll make the play. And that is out number 1. Frenier Chavez coming in was 1 for 2, a home run. Boy, pretty good night tonight for Frisco. And the pitch right there, high in the air, straight away up to right field. Braden Carpathios gets under it. And that is 2 quick outs here in this half inning.
Now batting, first baseman, number 20.
That'll bring in Pablo Guerrero, fly out, pop out 0 for 2 for tonight. But anyway, so far a pretty good night for these ball clubs. San Antonio being a 3-2 ball game. Tulsa now taking the lead. It's now 2-1 against Arkansas. No balls, 1 strike, and a pitch. And right there, the cutter gets inside for a strike. It's 0-2. Well, next year for San Antonio, having the 4 North Division teams, that is Arkansas, Tulsa, Springfield, and Northwest Arkansas. The 0-2 offering. Right there, ground ball. Castagnon picks it up. Right there to Sanabria. That ends the inning. Well, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on. And we head for the 7th inning. San Antonio leads it 3-2 on this Friday night. So we're back here right after this, as Guy Murphy will lead it off for the Missions when we come back. Well, we go to the 7th inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions and RoughRiders Baseball Networks. Well, here's left fielder Kai Murphy as he comes in. We'll take that one out. And the count now 0-1. 3 more innings to do tonight after this one. And we will conclude it after the 9th. Hopefully we will, but not like last night going into extra innings where San Antonio took the 6-4 victory against Frisco. Gotta say, pretty good. All right, we got a final score from Wichita, and the Wind Surge will beat Corpus Christi 1-0. Northwest Arkansas leading Springfield. It's 8-5. Cardinals trying to make a little push. What's that right there? Pretty good. That one right there, high in the air, straight away up to left center for the out. So that right there, a pretty good one indeed. Rockhounds lead 5-3 against Amarillo there at Water Ridge. Sosa 2-1 against Arkansas. That one is in for the strike. It's 0-1 to Romeo Sanabria. Here's the pitch, and that one ricochets right off the catcher. Oh, just hope he's okay. No balls, 2 strikes. Outside, and that's 1-2. Boy, to tell you one thing, a pretty good night, nice and comfortable, as we have the nice temperatures about ready to move on in.
Number 22.
Hopefully a 60-degree night, that would be really good. I remember that one evening, and I think it was this year, that you told me that when you were in Midland, it was 33 degrees taking on Springfield. Indeed it was. It was so chilly that even Springfield couldn't even win that ball game. They lost it by the final score of 10-0. That's how frozen they were. Oh, 33 degrees and people with blankets and covers. Boy, howdy. Hot chocolate time on that one. Indeed. Well, we go to the 7th inning stretch as we take you out to the ball game. San Antonio leads it 3-2. We'll be right back as Quincy Scott will lead it off for the Frisco RoughRiders. We come back after this. Well, we're about set to go as we lead off the bottom half of the 7th inning for the RoughRiders. And John Baker, take it away. Thank you there, Bobby. Quincy Scott leading it off, 5-6-7, due up against Ty Adcock. As that one is in for a count now, 0-1, as we're underway of inning number 7 for the Frisco RoughRiders. No balls, 1 strike, and here is the pitch. And he goes after it, chasing outside the strike zone. It's 0-2. Right counts 5-3 in Amarillo. Northwest Arkansas still leading 2. Springfield catching up really good, putting in some runs. At least 5 of those runs have been well earned in that series there against Northwest Arkansas. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one is fouled off, 1-2. Boy, think about Northwest Arkansas trying to get into that series there in Springfield and thinking, oh, they're going to try to get this one into a win situation. That indeed for sure there, Bobby. And right there, that is ball 2. So the count now is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Scott. And that one's going to be a high pop-up up the left field. And under it is Kai Murphy. He makes the grab. And that is 1 down. Boy, Frisco would have to get at least 2 runs to take the lead back from San Antonio. Keith Jones the second, 2 for 2, a home run double. And so far pretty good for him here tonight in Frisco. Here's the pitch. And that's in for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike the count. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a line straight away up to right field through for a base hit. Boy, RoughRiders trying to come back in this one. And so far, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But we'll see how they play things out here. Well, at least tomorrow evening, Frisco back in their normal home white uniforms. Riders inscribed on the chest. And then Sunday will be RoughRiders Day, as the Quesos return for the last time around here against San Antonio. But all the more reason these 2 teams have been really great this season. 24 times in the Texas League, meeting up each other in 2026. And it'll be the same in next year's competition in 2027 when these 2 teams meet up for a combined 24 times in the 2027 season. Amarillo, Corpus Christi, and Midland will get 24 times with San Antonio along with Frisco. No balls, 2 strikes, and a pitch right there, a swing and a miss. And that is out number 2 as Marcus Lee Sang has just been struck out. Here is Julian Brock now. A lot of confidence for Ty. And that is downstairs for a slider, and it's the count now at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. 0 for 2 is Brock, who takes a slider inside, 1-1. 2 outs, runner at first. Tying run at first base. The go-ahead now on deck, and that's going to take off right there, as that's going to be an infield hit off the leg of Ty Adcock. No play as he tries to get the ball. But evidently it does not go quite well for that. Here's Theo Hardy as he'll take that one outside. Has to get out of the way. And it's 1-0. You know, the green and red helmets with the white uniform jerseys of the Quesos makes it a great combination of Christmas colors. Christmas in August. Even though everybody during Christmas time is off in the off season, family and friends gather around the Christmas tree. You know, people have a good time celebrating the holidays with those that they love. Right there in the count now, 1-2 is 2-1, 2 out here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Frisco looking to strike here. 1-2. High in the air, straight away up to left field. Moving under it is Guy Murphy, and that's the inning. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for Frisco. And Ty Adcock real happy that he gets out of the half inning unscathed. We go top of the 8th coming up. Well, we go top half of the 8th inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Riders Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bobby. Mark Church, a right-handed reliever, is on the mound for Frisco. 3.86.
Leading off, third baseman.
And the ERA, what's that right there? Pretty good for the Frisco RoughRiders. Clay Duncan, the designated hitter, coming in. Hits that one right there up through the pipe of right field, and that's a leadoff single for Duncan.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 12.
Well, the designated hitter is Cassian Wells. Or Cason Wells. That one high in the air. And a diving catch up to right field through as he gets the out. By golly, that was pretty cool for the right fielder. As we look at the instant replay, there he is running. And right there, belly flops like a fish. You're funny. Oh, I know. I'm always funny.
That's a ball.
That's a ball, and count now 1-0. Oswaldo Linares, 1 for 3 double RBI and a run. Well, hopefully you guys download Atlas Earth because it is a good game and you can make money on the side. Well, even though if you are here in Frisco and pretty much you get the whole parcels of this baseball park, that's even better. Well, Northwest Arkansas leading 8-7. Boy, Springfield has been really getting some things going for their ballpark in Blue River. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Ground ball. Second goes to force out, and that ends the half inning. Well, no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We go bottom of the 8th inning. It's San Antonio 3-2. Yeah, we'll be right back here in this one as Yaisen Morabel leads it off for the RoughRiders. Well, we go now to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Right now, the Riders Baseball Network. Yaisen Morabel coming in now as we lead off the bottom of the 8th inning here in Frisco. That's in for a strike. It's 0-1. So far, a pretty good night for San Antonio to lead this one-run ball game. That one ricochet found, nothing in two. Mission's hopefully trying to win it, but still having a 6 outs left against Frisco. Boy, San Antonio just doing everything they can to stay alive in this game. Right there, a swing and a miss. They got him. So pretty good right there as the leadoff batter, Morabel, is down on strikes. Boy, Midland leading 6-4, top of the 7th inning there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. 4-1 is Tulsa against Arkansas. Casey Cook coming in as that one is in for a strike. It's 0-1. You know, I got to say, I know that this season has been long. I know the players must be tired. They are so looking forward to the offseason as we get ready to wrap up another year and everybody gets ready to celebrate the holidays like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And, well, before you know it, 2027 will be here. And the schedule, which is already out, Amarillo starting a 3-game road trip in San Antonio to lead off that 2027 year. That one right there, now to play, it's 0-1. 3 games against Amarillo, 6 on the road against Midland. And then coming home and taking on Corpus Christi right after that. Missions head on the road for 12 after that. They head to Amarillo for a 6 and Northwest Arkansas for a 6. Which they haven't been in Northwest Arkansas in over 5 years. Since 2022, San Antonio now goes to Northwest Arkansas next year. And right there, strike 3 called, and that is out number 3. The side is retired. Well, San Antonio will have 3 chances left to hold off a 3-2 ball game against the Riders. Here's Francisco Acuna to lead it off here in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. And that's a leadoff single through for a base hit to center. Boy, just tell you one thing, when we go to Northwest Arkansas, fans are going to be like, whoa, look at there, San Antonio's coming into town. But even though a pretty good one, and that one is in for strike 1. It's 0-1. Well, correction. Frisco will be in town. So it'll be Amarillo for 3, Midland for 6, and then back home to take on the Frisco RoughRiders for a 6-game set. And then it'll be 12 on the road. We head to Amarillo for 6, Northwest Arkansas for 6, and then come back and take on Midland at home. San Antonio heads to Springfield for 6, and then it'll be 12 at home. Leadoff 6 against Corpus Christi and 6 against the Frisco RoughRiders. Well, that one out number 1 as Guy Roberts down on the out. And then that'll bring in Kai Murphy. After 12, we head to Midland for a leadoff 6, and we're back home to take on Arkansas. Oh, can't wait to see the Arkansas Travelers come to San Antonio next year. And that along brings in Tulsa, Springfield, and Northwest Arkansas. Wichita not going to San Antonio next year, but San Antonio to Wichita. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be lofted high in the air. Up to left field. That is out number 2. Well, the only team that San Antonio, well, pretty much San Antonio doesn't go to Tulsa next year. What I've seen on the schedule of 2027 is basically Tulsa having only a 6-game series in San Antonio. Then it'd be Frisco, Corpus Christi, Wichita, and Northwest Arkansas, and then a 6-game closing out the second half of the regular season in Corpus Christi. Mason Thompson coming in now as he'll bring it in. Mason Thompson for the Frisco RoughRiders on the mound here in this one. Right there, back up the mound. And that ends the half inning. And so far that would do. Well, 3 outs to do. Guerrero, Scott, and Jones the second will be in as a 1-run ball game for San Antonio. 2 could win it in the bottom of the 9th if they could get something going. Well, we're going to take it to the bullpen as Garrett Hawkins is on the mound now for San Antonio as a new right-handed reliever gets going for the San Antonio Missions. 4-seam changeup slider, 2-seam fastball. This game almost to a close here in this one. Pablo Guerrero, first time around greeting up Garrett Hawkins, is 0 for 3. Takes a strike inside, it's 0-1. Boy, pretty good right there. And here's the pitch. That one is going to be high fly in the air. And he'll miss it. So that will be a leadoff single for Guerrero. Well, now the winning run is coming on base. After the leadoff single by Guerrero comes in Quincy Scott. Scott coming in, hits that one high in the air and out of play. It's 0-1. San Antonio to a 1-run ball game, 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th as the left fielder Quincy Scott coming in for Frisco. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Whew. He's chasing after that one with his tighty-whities in a bundle. Huh, you're funny. Well, right there, that is strike 3. And boy, Garrett Hawkins getting that first strikeout on the mound for a relief position. Boy, what a way to get that one going. And now trying to salvage 2 outs from getting a complete game.
No!
That one down and in. 1 ball, no strikes to Keith Jones the second. It was a 3-for-3 home run single, RBI and a run for Frisco. But I'll tell you one thing, just a pretty good night for these 2 ball clubs to play a game. Fans love the game, and so do I. Well, a lot more going on because I know 4 weeks left of this regular season. That one right there, ground ball. Second for 1, and they got him out, and there is 1 more to do as we go now to the 7-hole hitter, Marcus Lee Sang, who's 0 for 3, a strikeout and a flyout, and a ground out. Boy, trying to tie it up and hopefully send this game into extra innings. That one is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, don't forget our 2 teams continue the series tomorrow night. RoughRiders back in their normal home white uniforms tomorrow. And then it'll be Lowrider Sunday as the Quesos will have 1 more time against San Antonio. And a pitch right there, ground ball straight away to Castañon. And that's the ball game. And San Antonio takes the win. 1-run ball game that led to the victory. And to the victor goes the spoils, as the old saying. Boy, the manager not happy with his team as, boy, giving up just a run, and it gave San Antonio the win. Ty Adcock is the win, and the save goes to Garrett Hawkins. Aiden Curry takes the loss for Frisco. And boy, that one was pretty good ball game, if I say so. But anyway, a night that we're all going to remember here in this one, as Frisco picks up another loss. That is their 51st loss of the season. San Antonio picks up lucky number 53 in their win column. And so far, a night pretty good. Well, Wichita will take their 48th against Corpus Christi, winning it by a final score of 1-0. Corpus Christi will pick up their 61st loss in Wichita. But now the fact remains, boy, Springfield now taking the lead 9-8 against Northwest Arkansas. Boy, the Cardinals have really struggled offensively, but now they are coming back and getting something going. Well, the Tulsa Drillers have 4-1 there at DCJ Field in Oklahoma. And we'll say pretty good for them as they get going into this one. Well, these two teams will meet for Saturday night baseball, Sunday night included in that. And so far, boy, pretty good on top of that. Well, we want to thank everybody that came on in. And so far, yep, Arkansas just got beat by Tulsa. The Drillers picks up their 71st win of the season against the Arkansas Travelers. And so far, that was a pretty good game. Well, Tulsa now is 71-40. Arkansas now 61-51 as the Tulsa Drillers beat the Arkansas Travelers. Well, it's a close ball game between four opponents left, Northwest Arkansas and Springfield. Cardinals lead 9-8 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Midland leading 2 runs ahead of Amarillo there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo, Texas. What's that right there? Pretty good. Well, anyway, I guess we'll continue to stay live as these games near the end. But still too early to call for the final 4 teams of the Texas League. And so far, pretty good on that. Yeah, I got to say, Johnny, pretty good for those 4 ball clubs. And got to say, they're just doing really well here for the Texas League. That is for sure. Well, anyway, I got to say, what a night it's been. What a week it's been. I just got to say, it's been one of them days. But anyway, hope everybody has had a good day. And so far, if you had a good day at work, that's good. If you didn't, oh well. Hopefully you had a pretty good week taking on a Monday through Friday job, which evidently, I guess it is what it is when you work a full-time job. And well, you can work 3 jobs, you can work 2 jobs. It don't matter how many jobs you have, but you work to make a living. You work to survive and stuff. Didn't you tell me that your dad used to work 3 jobs? Yep. And he did not hesitate to take care of the family and to really make a living for us. But so far, I don't want to get into great detail about the early livelihood that I used to have. But anyway, I guess it's nobody's beeswax on that one. Yeah. I don't think anybody wants to know, but, we keep that to ourselves. Yep, that is for sure. Well, anyway, we give the final score again. San Antonio, 3 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and Frisco 2-8-0 as getting into the final score of this ball game, which it was pretty good. It was a close one with 3-2. And so far, I got to say, just a really good time that we had here tonight. And so far, hope everybody has a good night and drive home safely getting in. Well, anyway, we're back tomorrow as we continue the series at 7:05. And don't forget, it is post-game fireworks after the ball game tomorrow evening. So make sure you guys get ready for that. Then it is RoughRiders Sunday here in the Riders Baseball Park, Statesman's Park. One more time that we will see Statesman's Park for the year. And then we are headed home to take on the Northwest Arkansas Naturals this next week. It'll be 2 North Division teams who will take on Northwest Arkansas in San Antonio, and then we'll take on Springfield in their ballpark in Springfield, Missouri. That is Blue River Stadium, home of the Springfield Cardinals. Well, anyway, after that, we'll head back home, take on Midland for a 6-game set, and then we are ready to close off the regular season in Amarillo, and then the playoff rounds right after that. Well, anyway, hope everybody has a good night, drive home safely, and we'll see y'all back in another edition of Texas League Baseball. Our final score, San Antonio 3 and the Frisco RoughRiders 2. So anyway, have a good night. Bobby, anything you would love to add? No, I don't think so there, Johnny. I think everything has been well covered. And so far, good night to you. And, well, we head back to the motel now. Now we do. Go get a shower. Or actually, first we go grab something to eat, and then we'll go to the motel, relax, watch TV, and then take a shower, and then get ready for bed right after that. That is for sure. Well, anyway, good night, everybody.